A long time ago, a man, Kairos, and his beloved wife, Lita, became pregnant with a child after many years of trying. About halfway through the pregnancy, the pair found out that they were having twins. The problem was that Lita could not handle the weight of bearing two children at once, growing weaker every day into the pregnancy. At the time of labor, Lita was already very weak, but was still able to give birth to two beautiful daughters, Nitsa and Malaina. The two girls spent their childhood filled with happiness alongside their mother and father. At age 5, the two girls found out that they were going to have a younger sibling. They were both ecstatic, but what they didn't know was the condition that their mother had. About a couple months into her second pregnancy, Lita fell ill and eventually passed, taking her third child with her. Kairos couldn't stand to even look at Nitsa and Malaina, since they greatly resembled their late mother. Soon enough, Kairos had changed completely, becoming an unworthy father to his two daughters. He thought that seeing Nitsa and Malaina together was too much for him, but needed at least one of them to remind him of the love he lost. He decided that Nitsa would be allowed outside of the house during the day and Malaina at night. The two girls spent the rest of their adolescence like this, unable to do anything. One day, as Nitsa roamed the forest, she fell in love with a man named Adonis. Her instant adoration for him made her eager for her time of the day to come again. Weeks passed, and Nitsa discovered she was pregnant with Adonis's child. She was able to hide the pregnancy, though, because her father was never cognizant of hers or her sister's lives anymore. When she finally gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, she decided to leave the child with Adonis in hopes of finding a way to leave her father and sister. When she arrived back home, she noticed her sister was already gone for the night, and her father fast asleep. As the sun rose the next morning, Malaina had yet to come home. Worried for his safety, Nitsa called out to her all day with no response. She looked for Adonis to ask him if he knew of anything, but he was nowhere to be found either. As the night drew near, Nitsa searched the house for any kind of clue. Eventually, she noticed a small slip of paper placed neatly on Malaina's pillow. Nitsa desperately opened the piece of paper and her heart dropped. All that was on the paper was, "We are sorry, Nitsa, A and M." Nitsa couldn't take that her own sister went behind her back and betrayed her, running off with her child. Without hesitation, she grabbed the cloth from her sister's bed and hanged herself from the tree in front of their house. Days passed, and Malaina finally returned home to check in on her father and sister, only to find Nitsa's body hanging from the tree. She cried for hours and couldn't handle the consequences of her actions. She grabbed whatever she could find from inside the house and started to piece them together. Her masterpiece created a mask which she would use to cover her shameful face. She put it on and, paying the price for her own actions, stabbed herself to the heart right next to the tree Nitsa had hanged herself from.
Created using Powtoon.